I wanted to talk about more about the aspect, the fact, okay, Pluto is moving into Aquarius for the first time in 245 years or something like this. And because that's how long it takes for it to go around the whole zodiac, so it's happening that it's going into Aquarius now for the first time in 245 years. So, but the fact that it's going to be the sun the sun in Aquarius. See, the theme is the Aquarius age, or the sign is going to be going through an overhaul. The part of the human organism that is, I would say, scientific, therefore their knowledge, and even so that, boy, does that hold cover a wide range. But we're talking about, pardon me, we're talking about real science, real knowledge, real things that work. If you want to know the truth, see, the thing is with Aquarius, their uh, keyword says "I know," as far as like what can be known. And so there is just we have um, already accrued information as far as or I say it's more like yeah, we there is a lot that is hidden, in other words. Okay, so it's going to just as far as the truth is concerned, that's just the common thing. But this is going to be um, uh, worked on, like massaged, I guess is the word. Like massage your brain with the truth. So it's a very rare event that Pluto is going into Aquarius, but then it's like right within just days. It's a substantial conjunction with the sun. If we look at it, it's hardly even, there's hardly any degree really of space at all. It's very much a thorough conjunction there. Um, yeah, I mean, well, see, the official conjunction, this is the point I want to make, which is crazy, really crazy, is that it's at 29 degrees Capricorn. Is at 29 degrees Capricorn, and Pluto hangs out in 2 degrees Capricorn, at 29 degrees Capricorn for 2 more days. Sun goes ahead and goes into Aquarius, and so, but they're still conjunct while Pluto moves right into Aquarius with the Sun. But the official conjunction, the 0 degrees slab of Sun conjunct Pluto, which is a very, very, it's not so bad of an aspect, but the fact that it's in this Capricorn place where it hasn't been easy. It's been 14 or so years of a rehaul in Capricorn. Our money values, the material world itself, everything like that, like say the world, political arena. So it would expose all of the underground and the above, and the possibility of it being a farce, and yeah, the whole transformation of it. That did it go down? I mean, yeah, something has been transformed, transforming. If anything, the career thing, the money. If you haven't noticed, there's a slow kind of undermining. I don't know. So anyway, uh, never done this before, but anyway, so just what I really wanted to point out is it's going to go both ways for sure, because you look at Pluto, what the work it's doing, and how they keep talking about the split. So when see the sun conjuncting Pluto right there, it's a sign that this age coming up for the rest of the time, well, see, what does it mean for humanity? It means complete transformation of their egos, the sun, it rules, well, now their heart, their identity, but their ego, the self, which is the bigger self, you could say, but the whole thing, I mean, it really does encompass the whole thing because of the nature of Aquarius, which is the science behind sciences kind of a thing. Um, because yes, Aquarius rules astrology too. All of the sciences that have been helping man, that somehow, whether we know how it works, unlike say, it's a lot of it's still a mystery. I mean, really, like really, is this? See, astrology isn't doing things. It certainly points at an interesting time. I mean, I don't know. You know, a lot of people say, you know, they blame certain technological glitches on, well, it's known when Mercury goes retrograde, and you don't blame it on that, but it seems so strange. I mean, I've had, since it's aspecting me, my Venus and all my planets, this retrograde, some of my electronics that I just bought, like a couple flashlights, well, one flashlight, and some other things are acting up, but this flashlight just doesn't work anymore. The piece of crap. You know, I bought it, I paid money, and I hardly charged it twice, and it's not working now. It just glitches out. And so I'm hoping that, you know, I can take a ball peen hammer to it and make it work. Mercury goes retrograde tomorrow this year. I'm recording this on the turn of the new year, getting ready to take a shower in my robe here. I'm just sitting here and being cozy. But I wanted to make this video to reiterate about how intense what humanity is, what that signifies about the Aquarius age, about the identity of mankind, their ambitions. Their ambitions, that's what the sun rules. Ambitious, you know, ego-oriented, but for the good, really, because sun rules Leo. It can be very dramatic, but see with the Pluto, it points at total transformation from the ground up, like, and that's destructive. You can't, and a total anew rebirth, death and rebirth. And there's 20 years of this stuff to go on, and it's not going to happen overnight. But you see, the conjunction isn't happening inside of Aquarius. I'm talking about the 0 degrees hit from the sun. It's at 29 Capricorn. So something of the past, of all of that culmination of the Capricorn, we have yet to see between now and this time. As an astrologer, I would predict this is coming up this month when it happens, that something changes the face of humanity forever. Well, by way of now this looks like monetary collapse somehow, or just of the physical world as we know it. What's valuable materialistically, right? Because that's the Capricorn theme, and and, and it has a negative side to it. See, but with Pluto, with the sun kind of going by, um, gives a chance for Pluto to, or the sun perhaps, to clean up something, and that's not necessarily an easy thing. It's like a flamethrower kind of moving through, but no, Pluto, when we think of Pluto, what kind of transformation, anything and everything really, it's the thing that um, Pluto points at, just the crumbling down and also rebuilding, but the stage of the having to clean out, and it looks destructive. See, that's the thing that people get hung up on, but really it also points at this shimmering, like the phoenix rising out of the ashes too, that whole process of well, it didn't die. It became something else very beautiful, perhaps. And so that, see, the thing is, a lot of um, ignorant people do not like, can't under, see, I'll say ignorant astrologers, people that have a square to their sun instead of a conjunction with Pluto. I do not like listening to them or any kind of squares to Pluto. They're blindsided about the depths of Pluto, and they are just lame asses. They are not. They are like, these are the ones that they don't have that depth. It's blindsiding for them. Even they don't really warm up to the truth very well. And if it's there, it's a distorted version coming from the fearful version. It's not very experienced, especially if there's a trine. See, there's the opposition and the conjunction, which I like to give that the more, let's say, infused um, characteristic to it, whatever it's hitting. Well, it's the planetary aspect, and the squares are blindsiding that you can't see. So they never get to know each other. It's like, well, what is it that's knocking that Mars person off over there? Well, they have Mars square Pluto. Boy, talk about a Mars square Pluto person. I'll just it's not as unconscious as the conjunction that's coming up. And see, the conjunction is so purifying. That's why I'm tripping out on the symbolism here. Like, but why does it happen in Capricorn? Aren't we done with Capricorn and all the shock and stuff? Something is going to say one last little bit, and to me it reminds me of like this, because it can, the malefic side of not not just Pluto and not just the sun being extremely egoic, and then Pluto being Halloween over there, like, oh my God, are you burying people and hatcheting them up? What is happening? You're a control freak, is what you are, and blah blah blah. Really, it's just Kali Ma or somebody like that. Like, just, you don't, nobody likes the destruction of the negative side. Like, is that, you know what I mean? It's like you have a volcano going off over there. Okay, we can't really live there until it cools off, and it's amazingly transformed into a, everybody knows a volcano after that. It's like flourishing like Hawaii. But yes, in Capricorn conjuncting last time, kind of giving a kiss of, really it's not in Aquarius, it's in Capricorn. So it's like this, to me. Let me wrap this video up. Sorry, it's the Mercury retrograde, but it's going to go direct in Sagittarius, and it tends to make people get lost in detail and the whole, like, just an egoic, fiery fucking mess of cultural jargon and philosophy. But anyway, I'll try. I'm happy about not doing it, but I think I'm going to do it now. That's going to be going forward, and I think it's going to be hilarious, because by the time it gets at the degree of sextoling my um, Mercury, Sun will be trining my Venus, so I'll probably do some really amazing comedy with some. It's getting closer to Pluto and Aquarius, people, and it's going to be see, the thing that, sorry if I'm not getting clear, but the thing that happens with the split, it's going to be happening. Um, very much true. See, the Libra generation is going to define that. See, they talk about no more polarity, like, just forget about men and women or something like that. And it's like, no, not necessarily. You see, that we will see them as one, or there will be a terrible split. Yeah, and nobody will understand anything, and we're not going for. See, I'm not going for that side. I mean, the split involves, there are those that have an understanding of something that it makes them go this way, and then there's people that lack that understanding, and they just cannot bring themselves to learn and and hold on to a good experience. Maybe, see, that's why I point at narcissists who hold on to bad experiences only. It seems that's the problem that we have when we talk about narcissism, is southerly narcissist malignant cases. They were abused, and their whole trip is fear oriented. It's very shades of gray, babes. I hope that one day that we can nip that in the bud and just say it's the mind, and there's a lot of many different characters that are masking having to work on conquering the mind, but they just do something else. They say, no, you didn't see that mind there, and it's like, no, the disease is there. Once you conquer it, it's gone. So anyway, it's not gone. It's just you don't let it be a disease. It's a disease when you can't see it. It's like this person doesn't know that they have a fog machine and a mirror machine. You know what I mean? A false information field. Well, not just that. See, the thing about the mind, and I'm going to wrap this up, but it's important for people to hear a repeat about the nature of it, where Buddhism is getting their material. And this conversation, by the way, is called Buddhism. When you start talking about the mind to somebody that maybe they're too immersed in the mind, and a no mind is they're going to say, no, actually, let's look at the mind. The nature of it is it has one desire. See, that's the thing that a lot of Buddhists talk about is like desire is the main cause of suffering, but they don't like get into it. Well, what is it? Well, I'll say as a Buddhist, as a master, that the mind and desire are one. That's what the problematic desire is. If you have desire for the as a mind, it's for the mind and it's not for God, which is awareness and reality and the truth. See, the mind has a desire for itself, and then God has a desire for herself. So, which one are you going to be? And there's a divide, you know. Um, the mind has a desire that one, and the way that it operates and satisfies its desires just to try to be more real than reality and the truth that's here. Age is old. In fact, never going to die, never going to get old, right? That's the Aquarius thing we're looking at. It's like, no, we already know. And if we pull up what we've already done through what we already know, see, we're getting so far away from it. Why don't we know and have a sorry have a better something crawling on my foot have a better looking civilization, kids? Why don't we live in pyramids and have something making sense? Why don't people get along in such a way that do you understand that humanity is on the brink of collapse? A lot of people, oracles, know this, and there are like 3/4 of people that are just oblivious or something. I don't know what the statistic is. It could very well, I mean, if you haven't noticed it, from the 2020 thing that happened, and it was like, that's what I was talking about. I had a vision before then. It was like, you know what, there's something wrong with this picture. And it's like, well, there's the picture right there. Stark raving, stone cold manipulation by um, something that has us living the way we do. And it's like, oh, God, how cheesy. Because toilet paper became the main um, paperback seller, the solve, and it just you couldn't find it anywhere because it took care of so much of our lives just going through the pages.